Right now, the one thing that we are seeing is that voters are either scared or they're mad. And how campaigns respond to that is really going to determine whether you win or lose in 2020. How do you replace the personal connection you make going door to door, because you can't do that? How do you answer voters' questions when all of your events are canceled? And what we found is the candidates who figure out how to have a real two-way conversation with voters, not just where you talk, but where you also listen, they're the ones that are going to have a pretty major advantage over the campaigns that just try to blast information. And so what I really want to talk about is different ways we've seen people doing that successfully. The first is with telephone town halls. This is a fantastic way to replace events and the voter forums that have been canceled. You can reach hundreds or thousands of people by dialing out to a large universe of voters, and also promoting your event, whether it's by text message like the one you see here, or by social media, or by email, to get a large number of people to dial in, especially people who are mobile only, because we only dial out primarily to landline phones. The best events are the ones where you really let voters engage with you in an authentic way. You take real questions that aren't canned, you ask poll questions to get people's opinions, and you announce the results of those things. And then after the event, you can post all of it or clips of it online and let even more people hear where you stand and that you're willing to engage with real voters. And so we've got a little clip of one from last year that I'll share here.
Yeah, let me just shoot straight with you. And that is, we've got just a few days until this election where we have a unique opportunity to prevent an income tax in Texas. This is all about your pocketbook and your future. And I need your help to secure both of those. I need your help to make sure we turn the vote out this November. And then I need your help to make sure we continue that process all the way through the election day, so that we re-elect the president, and then we elect people like conservatives to the United States Senate, all the way down to your local elections.
So, and that was, that's a very Texas heavy slide. That was Governor Greg Abbott. That was last October, about a week before the November 2019 elections. Really an election that was expected to be very low turnout. The only thing on the ballot for the most part were municipal races. And at the same time, there was a statewide constitutional amendment to ban a personal income tax. So not only does Texas not have a state income tax, they wanted to permanently enshrine it in their constitution. Municipal elections really are strongholds for Democrat turnout, and so they had to find a way to reach people in 254 counties. They called nearly 1 million Texas Republican voters, and they were able to increase their voter turnout by over 13% from the last off-year election, and be successful with that. So moving on to the next thing that we've seen people use really effectively, and this is something we're seeing people do right now, especially state legislative and local races that have June primaries. If you have a June primary, it is not going to be canceled. Absentee ballots are out there, and like I'll talk about in just a second, we have no idea who is going to vote in primaries right now. And so I'll going to play this video. This is Mike Horahan, and in full disclosure, his son used to work for me, so this guy has a special place in my heart. Mike made this video by himself on his iPhone, sitting in front of his own fireplace, and we texted it to every voter in Cedar County, Iowa who has a cell phone. And what I love about this is a candidate who would never dream of doing broadcast TV, would never do cable TV, but he was able to send a video to voters and then have a personal one-on-one focus group with the people who responded. And even in this time of social distancing, he said he was, quote, mobbed when he went to the grocery store. So I hope he was mobbed at a 6-foot distance, but that was just a really neat thing. So let me just play this for you real quick.
I'm Mike Horahan, running for Cedar County Board of Supervisors. I hope you are all safe. I'm currently a Chief of Police of West Branch and have over 40 years of public service experience. I support public safety, emergency services, strengthening our schools, local control of property taxes, safe bridges and roads, and I support the farmer. Vote for Horahan for supervisor.
So, like I said, just a person running for county office who would never go on broadcast TV, never go on cable TV, actually was able to get a real TV commercial that he made himself at home onto the phones of voters who right now have their ballots in their hands. The Secretary of State mailed an absentee ballot request to every single voter in the state, regardless of their previous primary voting history. A good example of someone who has literally no idea who's going to vote in this primary, because all the models, all of the predictions that we have from the past just simply don't apply right now.